Our top focus story is the alleged inaction by Kerala government in the case of an assault on an army officer at an NCC camp. An Indian army officer was assaulted by rowdy elements in Kerala. They stormed the NCC camp at 11:30 at night and assaulted him. Lieutenant Colonel Karnal Singh was assaulted in Kerala's Trikkikara while he was on duty as the camp commandant at the NCC training center. Now watch these images on your television screens very carefully. You can very clearly see the army officer being slapped, being kicked, being roughed up. The police is watching almost as a mute spectator, at least if you go by these images. We are told no arrests have been made in this case. An FIR, of course, was registered. The army officer, following the due process of law, immediately gave a complaint to the police and an FIR was registered. The mob stormed the NCC camp. The crowd reportedly acted on unverified reports of alleged food poisoning following vomiting. Some of the NCC cadets, they vomited and they were sent to hospital. So this mob at 11:30 at night stormed the NCC camp. The state health department has collected food samples. They are being analyzed. No conclusive results have been shared so far. But the assault, what justifies this assault? Why this brute power? And I want to quickly cut across to India Today's Shibimol, who joins us from Thiruvananthapuram. Shivani Sharma, who's broken this big story on India Today, joins me on the broadcast. And Shivani, to you first. Shivani, tell us in detail about this assault on this army officer. Were these parents of children? Who are these people who assaulted the army officer and why?
Gaurav, this incident happened on the night of 23rd of December when an annual NCC camp was going on in this college, where the camp commandant, Lieutenant Colonel Karnal Singh, was beaten up, roughed up by these goons who are allegedly the politicians, the local politicians of that area. And they were not the parents of these cadets. And these cadets also did not like what was happening with the camp commandant and the chaos that was created inside the camp area where they were supposedly undergoing their drills. And few of the cadets had fallen sick after a routine drill, and there was a suspect of a food poisoning, unverified inputs of food poisoning. And these goons, they allegedly entered the camp, attacked the camp. They have assaulted this officer. It's very evident and clear in this video. No action has been taken yet, Gaurav, and it's been more than 7 days now, but no action on the part of the local police there. And
Shivani,
you can also see in the video that there is a policeman.
For a moment. Yes, stay with me for a moment. I want to bring in Shibimol because that's a very pertinent point you raised, Shivani. Shibimol, why has no action been taken, or has any action been taken? Yes, an FIR was registered. But who are these men? Have they been identified? Has any action been taken against them, Shibimol?
Gaurav, the latest that we're getting from the Trikkikara police is that the two accused who we see in the video have been arrested today and they were produced before the court. In fact, this incident, had sparked a row that day. Considering there was a food poisoning incident, it was covered up as a food poisoning incident only. In fact, it came out before the media as a food poisoning incident because the parents of these cadets, around 80 students, were shifted to various hospitals, one government hospital, two private hospitals on that night. And the parents of these students had protested inside the campus, asking to dissolve the camp. In fact, the camp was dissolved also, and later it restarted. On that day, when the parents, entered the premises of the campus and protested, what we are understanding is that these people who the police is yet to reveal the identity of these people. They also entered along with the parents and protested inside and created a major ruckus, is what we understand from the police right now. But like I said, when the incident took place, it was it was revealed to us as an incident of food poisoning.
Okay, give me a moment. Let me also bring in Colonel Dinny into this conversation. Colonel Dinny is a veteran, somebody who understands, who's worn this uniform with great pride for over 2 decades. Colonel Dinny, a lieutenant colonel being assaulted, a camp commandant being assaulted, and the police have made arrests only after 7 days, where it made national headlines.
Gaurav, along with whatever you said, I also I'm a Malayali, so I actually feel ashamed of myself as a Malayali today to see one of my brother officer being manhandled in this manner. And I have served myself about 7 to 8 years in Kashmir Valley, I have not seen an officer or a Jawan being treated in such a manner there, but it has happened in Kerala. And for the last 7 days, there was no action against these two goons. And let me, put it on record that there was whatever report we have got till now, there has been no case of food poisoning which has happened. It was a fabricated story because of certain people's interest there, and the local political parties made use of it, and they turned they wanted to come to limelight for whatever reasons best known to them. And also the language which these so-called student organizations had against the girl cadets, that is I can't even come and tell on national TV what they spoke against those girl cadets. And the only heartening factor was that the girl cadets were strong enough to give them back the answer there and there itself. And but after that, this particular officer was manhandled, and these two goons are not parents of those cadets who were there. They are local political sympathizers, or whatever you can call. But this is the state of affairs in Kerala, where you can get away doing this. No action has been taken till now. Today, yes, there has been an arrest, but I can tell you that nothing is going to come out of it based on whatever we have seen in the past. What happens in Kerala?
No, it's very disappointing when I look at those images, and I want to play them out full frame for a moment. I want you to look at those images because I'm horrified. I've covered the valor of our armed forces. Watch this. Here is an army officer. He's wearing his camouflage fatigues. You know he's an army officer from his uniform. Look at the way goons slap him, punch him, kick him. Watch him. Watch. He's been slapped. He's been punched. And he's now being kicked. Watch. He's being kicked. An Indian army officer being kicked. And people are making a video. And there is a police officer who's standing there. Shivani, this is shocking. And the officer, he's showing tremendous restraint. He's showing tremendous restraint where he says, "Aap badtamizi mat kijiye." He knows he's responsible for the safety and well-being of those NCC girl cadets who are there. And these goons, if they're assaulting an officer, God forbid, it could get worse. So he's trying to contain the situation. But what's shocking is that the police did not arrest these two goons right then and there and put them in the slammer.
Gaurav, we can see clearly in this video that there is a police officer wearing his police uniform. He is also present at the site of the incident when this army officer is being kicked and assaulted by these two goons. And he's very much, he's just showing his restraint. He could have also kicked these two goons, but he is keeping himself, he's controlling himself because he doesn't want the situation to get worse, because he's on duty. He wants the safety and security of the cadets because he's the camp commandant of the particular NCC camp. And all the more surprising is that not only this officer, but his father, who's also a veteran, have served the nation for 28 years. His father, Balbir Singh, calls the God's own country now the goons' own country. And this is not surprising because, action still awaits, justice still awaits. It's been 1 week now after this incident, but the officer had to circulate his statement. This video was circulated on social media, and only after this news was picked by India Today, it came into the headlines. The action was then taken, and now the arrest has been made. But we have to wait and watch what happens. Does this officer is given justice or not? So this is a very
Colonel Dini
unfortunate
is not very
incident that
hopeful.
has happened in presence of the police.
Colonel Dini is from Kerala. He's a Malayali, and he's very upset as anybody who's ever worn uniform or has been associated with uniform in any which way, like majority of Indians, they'd be very upset, Colonel Dini, with this. But they'd be upset with the state police, with the state administration, and if I may, Colonel Dini, with the military leadership, because the military leadership cannot be silent when Jawans and officers are being assaulted, whether on leave or on duty, because if it happens to a Jawan in some state one day, happens to an officer in Kerala another day, it will start happening to senior officers in a couple of days, weeks, months, and then there is no stopping this. It has to be nipped in the bud.
Oh, absolutely, Gaurav. And coming from Kerala, this has been happening for a very long time now, and it's happening at a very fast, frequency. There are a lot of cases in which serving soldiers are being illegally, detained by the police. They're being harassed by the police, and a lot of things are happening in Kerala. And actually, these stories do not come out in the manner it should. But
Yes.
here, I think the sub area is taking this up very seriously, and I'm sure they will do their bit. But as far as the state administration goes, and as far as police goes, I do not know what more action they will do, because I'm very I'm not that optimist as when this comes to the state administration handling it, because there are political issues here. These people have tremendous political patronage. Otherwise, you can just imagine, Gaurav, how can and this mob? It is not a mob. It is a few political student organization members and so-called goons. These goons have barged in. The parents, yes, they were, they had come there, but they were not indulging in such activities. It was taken over by these people. So these people have political patronage, and in Kerala, we know how political patronage, make people do really funny things here. So I really, I'm not much hopeful of what is going to come up. I only hope that the army, and I'm very sure of that, at least I have trust in the army top brass, that they will take up this case very seriously, because this cannot go unpunished. This just cannot go unpunished. And one more thing, Gaurav, it is not only, as I mentioned, this particular incident. It is also to do with anything which is remotely patriotic. There is an issue, and that is what my problem is. These young cadets who are the future of India. Now imagine what is their what mental trauma these boys and girls would have had. So it has to be dealt in that manner. It cannot be seen as a one-off incident and just brushed under the carpet.
You're absolutely right. There have been multiple instances, as you know better, of soldiers on leave who've been assaulted. But why do you think this is happening in Kerala, Colonel Dini? I want to understand from you. Tell me as a soldier, tell me as a veteran, and tell me as a Malayali, why is this happening there?
Gaurav, to be very honest, I'll very bluntly that there is an ecosystem in Kerala. There is a large number of people who are patriotic, but there is an ecosystem in Kerala which does not want any form of patriotic feeling toward the nation to thrive in Kerala. So they can go to any extent to break that, to do whatever they can to harm the cause of a nation. There is an ecosystem. If anybody disagrees, they're free to do that. But I know that there is an ecosystem, and these incidents are a manifestations of those kind of thoughts which are there in Kerala. That is why these people have such guts or such courage or such audacity to come and do such things. Otherwise, these things will not happen. There is this particular ecosystem, which is the political machinery, the media, and there are certain elements of the state machinery, administrative machinery coming together, and to oppose anything remotely patriotic in Kerala is part of their narrative. And that is what is happening about this. Otherwise, wherever we go in any other part of the country, whether it is in Arunachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, wherever we go, the soldiers are respected. But unfortunately, in Kerala, that does not happen. That does not happen is because of this particular narrative that if something is remotely patriotic, that should not be given space, that should not be given respect, and that should be treated in the manner as we saw what happened on the 23rd of December.
The kind of language that was used against girl cadets, women cadets of the National Cadet Corps, very, very shocking, very, very disappointing, Shivani. And those girl cadets, they too wear the uniform. Fortunately, as Colonel Dini also points out, they gave it back incidentally, and unfortunately, some of these comments came from another woman leader, a woman political leader of a left-wing political outfit, it appears.
Gaurav, it's very evident in these videos that these girl cadets, they do not want the intervention of these so-called politicians, the local politicians. After the incident took place, there was a rumor of a food poisoning that still remains unconfirmed, as the state health department has taken the samples, but no reports yet have been given. And these girl cadets do not want any kind of external force entering into their camps, but still you see the kind of language that was used against them, the kind of force that was used against these cadets who were inside their camp area at 11:30 at the night. is unacceptable. Not only these cadets, but the officer in charge, the lieutenant colonel, he was assaulted. And we still await a statement from the NCC. We still await a statement from the MOD in this incident. On this incident, Gaurav, this is all the more unfortunate that there is no acknowledgement, there's no action initiation on the part of the MOD and also the NCC after this incident has taken place.
Keep tracking that story. It's only reporters like Shivani who ensure facts come out and in public domain, that you're at least seeing this here on India Today. We will continue to report the story. Colonel Dinny, for joining me here on India Today. Many thanks. We sincerely hope that it's not just to show that action has been taken. Real action and deterrent action is taken against those who were involved, and not just these two. These two were caught on camera. There were others who stormed that camp. They should be identified. Action should be taken against them. But will that happen?